Good evening, everyone. I am Vinod. I'll be the MC for this talk titled Water Sanitation. Gentle reminder, please scan your attendance before the talk begins. Now, let me walk you through the flow of the talk. The talk will begin once the speaker is ready, followed by a Q&A session, and will end with a photography session. The following are some house rules that you are advised to follow. Feel free to switch on your camera at all times. Kindly keep the microphone muted throughout the session unless requested. Please be mindful and respectful of your friends and the speaker throughout the session. Should you face any difficulties, please reach out to the admin or the technical team for immediate assistance. Any technical issues or questions not relevant to the topic may be directed in the chat to admin CK. Questions for the speaker will be open to be posted in the chat during the Q&A session. Now, it's time for me to introduce our speaker of the day, Engineer Dr. Norizam bin Ayub. Dr. Norizam has completed his Bachelor's in Civil Engineering at University of Technology, Mara. He then went on to complete his Master's in Engineering Management and his PhD in Engineering at University of Tenaga Nasional. Dr. Norizam is also a registered professional engineer. He formerly was a project planning manager and a project supervisor at Property and Project Development Company. Now he is a manager at Indah Water Consortium Sendirian Berhad. Now, without any further ado, let's invite the man himself, Dr. Norizam.
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good evening, everyone. So everyone can hear me? If can you give me a thumbs up? Okay, good. So let me share my screen. Okay, so we come to the topic of the water sanitation. Okay, before that, thank you very much to EDMAT42 for inviting me as a speaker, and I'm glad to be here together with all of you. I've been known that some of you from Philippines, from Macau, and most of you from Malaysia, right? And there are some from Indonesia, is it? Okay. So since it's online session, so I believe that you've been asked to mute your mic, but if you have any question in the middle, just turn on your mic and you can ask me any question. Okay, clear? Okay. So I just want to add something on top of what our Mr. Vinod had informed to you. Okay, I've been with Indah Water Consortium. For your information, Indah Water Consortium is a Malaysian national sewerage company. Okay, we are the one that managing the sewerage facility all over Malaysia. Okay, it's except for the Sabah and Sarawak. Okay, other than that, another 12 states is managed by Indah Water Consortium. Okay, so this is the topic. It's about the water sanitation. I will explain to you about the issue, challenge, and the way forward. Okay, just bear in mind, it's not structured in the issue, challenge, and way forward actually, because if I go it in the structured manner, you will find it quite boring. So you will find my presentation actually consists of some element, because actually if we as a human, we have to know what's the purpose of we are doing this. Okay, that's why we need to know why the water sanitation, the proper water and sanitation is a must to us. Okay, then from the why, I expand it to the how. Okay, how is the thing that we look on. How is for us to achieve why, we need to do something. So that is the how. And what being done actually, and what you see around you is consists or is a part of what? Okay, and usually what is represented by the interface. Okay, the interface are similar to to your social media, right? Okay, you want to portray something that very good, nice to see, and nice to share. That's why the what is the outer line of this. I call it as a golden circle. Okay, actually the golden circle principle. Okay, golden circle. Okay, golden circle principle is already established. Okay, you can find it in the internet. Okay, this principle has been has been what we call has been published well in the internet, and one of the founder is a Simon Sinek. Okay, you can Google about his name. It's a Simon Sinek. Okay, this guy has a very good explanation on why and how and what to serve our purpose. Okay, especially either to serve our purpose of life, or we serve the purpose of the organization itself. Okay, so that's why before I go further, I want to make some disclaimer. Okay, all the material that you find in my presentation, okay, is not owned solely by myself. Okay, obviously, and most probably I took it from internet for the source of photo and also the source of information, and I have to give my major credit to WHO website and also to the United States EPA, Environmental Protection Agencies. Okay, and this all the thing is only for the purpose of sharing only. Okay, so I want to ask you quite a question. Okay, this is our Earth. Okay, our Earth consists of 70% of water and another 30% is a land. Okay, I believe all of you is quite well about this. Okay, so out of this 70%, okay, 97.5% is a salt water. Okay, and another 2.5% is a freshwater, lakes and frozen water locked up in the glaciers and the polar ice caps. Meaning that if you want to have a direct drinking water, you can only rely to this 2.5%. Whereas this 97.5%, you need a very what you call comprehensive what you call treatment system. Okay, and obviously for the salt water, you need a desalination process. Okay, clear? Okay, so what is the main principle or the main fundamentals about this proper water and sanitation? Okay, this is you can find it from the website of the WHO. Okay, the major statement is 1 in 3 people globally do not have access to safe drinking water. This is a statement from the UNICEF WHO. Okay, so billions of people around the world are continuing suffer from poor access to water, sanitation and hygiene. Okay, so recently for the pandemic part, there is a major or there is a severe problem because we need a very what you call refined hand washing facilities, because one of the things that what you call that we have to do during the pandemic is to keep washing your hand, is it? So that's the major things that UNICEF look at this current pandemic situation. Okay, so what's the key factor about this the needs of this water, the safe drinking water and also the proper sanitation? Okay, we look at the sanitation first. Okay, for the sanitation part, if you look at the key facts, okay, In 2017, 45% of the global population, is around 3.4 billion people, use a safely managed sanitation services. Okay, 31% from the global population use private sanitation facilities connected to sewer from which wastewater was treated. 14% use toilet, latrines where excreta were disposed in situ. Okay, it's a different connected and in situ. I will explain to you later. Okay, 74% of the world population use at least a basic sanitation service. 2 billion people still do not have a basic sanitation. Okay, it's a quite a huge number, 2 billion. 673 million still defecate in the open. Okay, in the open. Example, in the streets, gutter, behind bushes, or into open bodies water. Okay, 673 million. Okay, at least 10% of the world population is thought to consume food irrigated by the wastewater. Okay, this one is on the sanitation part. Then, this is the key facts for the drinking water. Okay, why? Okay, first and foremost, why the studies is in 2017? Okay, usually the period of study is within 10 to 5 years. Sorry, 5 to 10 years. So the recent, the latest studies that I found is was conducted in 2017. Okay, which currently they are still conducting a new studies to be published in 2022 actually. Okay, so in 2017, okay, this is about the drinking water. 71% of the global population, around 5.3 billion people, use a safely managed drinking water services. 71%. 90% of the global population, okay, which is around 6.8 billion people, use at least a basic service. Okay, so the basic service is improved drinking water source within a round trip of 30 minutes to collect water, meaning that the source is not it's not a direct source. You have to collect somewhere. Okay, 785 million people lack even a basic drinking water service. Okay, and 2 billion people use a drinking water source contaminated. Okay, so I highlight some more. 2 billion people, water source contaminated. Okay, so contaminated water can transmit disease such as okay, you can read cholera, dysentery, typhoid, and polio. Okay, so by 2025, half of the world's population will be living in water stress area. Water stress area. Water stress area meaning that the source of water is very limited, and you have to cut your usage actually if your place is under the water stress area. Okay, in least developed area, 22% of healthcare facilities have no water service, which that 21% no sanitation service and 22% no waste management services. Okay, that's the key facts for the drinking water. Next, the key facts on the water safety and quality. Okay, the water safety quality are fundamental to human development and well-being, which that is provide access to safe water by effective instruments in promoting health and reducing poverty. Okay, so WHO leads the global effort to prevent transmission of the waterborne disease. Okay, this is achieved by the promoting health-based regulations. Okay, I highlight here regulations to governments and working with partners to promote effective risk management practices to water suppliers, communities, and households. Okay, that one on the water safety and quality. Another one is the sanitation safety. Okay, this is the key facts of the sanitation safety. Okay, so the safe sanitation system are fundamental to protect public health. Okay, which that WHO support capacity building and implementation through guidelines, in other words, guidelines and tools on sanitation and health. Okay, safe use of wastewater and safe recreational water environments using risk assessment, another part, risk assessment to identify, prioritize, manage, and monitor coordinated action to protect the public health. Okay, so all this initiative is led by the WHO. Okay, which that WHO leads the global monitoring of sanitation related burden of disease, use of safely managed sanitation services, and wastewater treatment, as well as factors that enable or hinder progress under the Sustainable Development Goals. I will explain to you about the Sustainable Development Goals later. Okay. Okay. So next, what's the burden of disease if you didn't have the proper sanitation services? This is the studies conducted. From these studies, okay, they shows this the health outcomes, the potential disease that caused by the improper sanitation and what call improper safe drinking water. Okay. This figure you also can find from internet. Actually, obviously, you can find easily in the internet. Okay, so the next one. Okay, I want to highlight to you about the cholera. Cholera first was found by the John Snow. Okay, somewhere in 1854 in Soho, England. Okay, so at first cholera, they didn't identify the disease as a cholera, okay, and they didn't know what's the cause about the disease. Okay, this guy John Snow, actually he has mapped out he has mapped out one one mapping, they call GIS lah, geographical information system, during that particular of time, to identify the source of the disease. Okay, when he conducting his analysis, he found that the cause of the cholera, the cause of the problem is due to the source of their drinking water has been contaminated, okay, by the sewage actually. Okay, because obviously at that particular time, England is one of the place that have a proper sewage facility, proper in that manner lah, proper in that particular of time. Okay, so that, and most of the most probably they are using the gravity pipeline. When the gravity pipeline, where you introduce the gravity pipeline, the conveyance is has been sourced from the upper to the lower. Okay, he found that one of the line, okay, has been broke, and the sewage has entered the pipeline. Okay, indirectly, this thing has contaminated their drinking water. Okay, you can read further about the John Snow. Okay, it's a great report actually. Okay, but however, this cholera still attacking the world, especially to the underdeveloped area. Okay, I will show you some more after this. Okay, so due to that, we have to see how we can differentiate the condition in the developed area, the developed countries, and also the developing countries. Okay, obviously from this photo, you can see this one is the developed countries. This one is the developing countries. This one, the developed countries. This one, the still developing countries. This one, the developed countries, and this one, the developing countries. Obviously, you can simply identify which one is the developed countries and which one the developing countries. How this criteria being looked at, either the countries has been is the developed or the developing countries. Okay, it's being looked up. It's being identified. One of it is the economy of the country itself. you can see this United States has contributed around 24.4% from the world economy. Okay, so this one the rest. Okay, this one is the rest. Okay, what I want to stress out here, if you read about the 80-20 rules, do you familiar with 80-20 rules? Okay, you can read further about this. Okay, it's obviously from this chart you can see this 20%, I mean it's around 20% from United States has impact the entire world economy. So we can say that this 80-20 rule is proven. Okay, it's either even though okay, for the one country, even though the GDP, the gross profit of the country is quite huge, but if you analyze further, it's only contributed by 20% of from the major player industry, from that particular industry. So that's what's the meaning of this 80-20% rules. Okay, and similarly to yourself as a student, okay, if you want to have a good marks of or a good result, okay, you I'm not saying that you don't have to work hard, okay, obviously you have to be what you call quite smart, to be smart, okay, and use your 20% capacity to produce 80% product. How to do that? You can DM me later. Okay, about that. Okay, so they on the 80-20% rules. I just want to give you some highlight on that. Okay, next. This is the world map about the developed and developing countries. Okay, you can see here. The blue shaded is the advanced economies. This what I call the quite what I call the light blue is the in transition. The orange is the less developed, and the red one is the least developed. So where your countries being at. Okay, so obviously I just refer to Malaysia. Okay, so Malaysia is here. So obviously we are the less developed countries. Okay, why I highlight this round shape one? Okay, you can see it in my few slides on this. This is what I call, you can see most of the countries under the circle one is at the least developed area, countries. Okay, how we measure that? First, the low per capita real income, the population growth rate, the high rates of unemployment, the dependence on primary sector, and also the primary commodity export dependence. Okay, this is the criteria if we want to categorize the country developed or the developing countries. Okay, the next one. Okay, this is about the environmental health objective, water and sanitation. Okay, if you can see from here, okay, you can see from the color tone itself. Okay, so if it's orange shaded, the water and sanitation scores at the 94.48% to 100%, meaning that all the area is connected. They have the proper services. They have the proper water water source. They have the good water security and everything. That's why it's at the orange shaded. Okay, for Malaysia, okay, Malaysia is here. Malaysia is around 84 to 94.47% water and sanitation scores, meaning that sorry, from the population, 94% area has been covered and already have a proper sanitation, proper water sources, and also equipped with some water security needs. Okay, then we go to this one. This is the map where people don't have access to the basic sanitation. Okay, luckily for Malaysia, we are only at 0 to 9% from our Malaysia that doesn't have access to the basic sanitation. Okay, how glad we are to be in Malaysia, is it? Okay, I don't want to show for the Indonesian, for the Philippines, or for the Macau, because I think my presentation is more related. I mean, for myself, it's more related to Malaysia. So I don't want to scrutinize further, and I don't want to jeopardize myself when I presenting about others country. Okay, so this is about the Malaysia. Okay, the next one. Okay, this one is a share of that from the unsafe sanitation that the studies conducted in 2017. Okay, so we can see from here, obviously Malaysia, there is no records due to the improper water and there is no record due to the unsafe sanitation. Okay, and if you can see from this chart, okay, obviously at the area where is the less developed, there is some records counted by that particular countries, and obviously here you can see is the range between 4 to the 6%. Okay, you can see from the map. Okay, next map. Okay, this is the death rate unsafe sanitation, quite similar with the previous one. Okay, so I want to bring all of you together with me to look what we have in Malaysia. Okay, this photo actually taken back to the 10 years ago. Okay, I can see it's before I entering to the Indah Water Consortium. So all these things actually the photo we collect for our study purpose in promoting and also in planning proper sanitation and sewerage facility for a better in Malaysia. Okay, first, okay, look at the world, to the world, but specifically look at to this to this area. I don't want to mention where is it. Okay, so what you can see here, okay, is I can say is a house over the water. Is it? Okay. What interesting about this place is, okay, you can see obviously the antenna. TV antenna is there. You can see the electrical cabling there. And you can see the aircon there. But do you see any underground pipe there? No. Okay. That's the second picture. The third one. Okay. You can see the water pipe there. Okay. But you can't see any of discharge pipe down here. Right. Okay. But obviously you can see a lot of rubbish here lah. Okay. Next one. Okay. It's actually is if you are the one that like to take a photo, it's a great place for you to take a photo. Okay. But obviously for our side, for myself, when we are doing a planning for this sewage facility, we look at this. When we look at this, we found we have a major and serious problem. Okay, especially this place we call as a squatters area. Okay, when we have at the squatters area, you can see here. I just point to you this pipe. They have the pipe, discharge pipe from their house, but you can see it's a directly discharged to the water bodies. Okay, and obviously at this particular area, okay, how the facility of the sewerage can be developed there. It's not easy. It's a lot of thing, or it's a lot of it's high capex, capital expenditure. If you need to do for sewerage facility at this particular area. Next, similarly, okay, they have the beautiful house. Okay, they have the great river here, but you can still see it's a direct discharge from their kitchen directly to the river. Okay, next. This one at the Sungai Melaka, previously, before it's being beautified. Similar case is a direct discharge from their kitchen area, the silage to the Sungai Melaka. Okay, next. Okay, if you are the one that like to go to the beach, okay, previously, this we call as a drain outfalls. Okay, the drain outfalls serve the purpose of drain outfalls actually to bring the effluent discharge or from the collecting point, okay, from the drain or whatever, to the river, okay, and it must be around 2 kilometer to the center of the sea. Okay, 2 kilometer. Previously, it's not imposed in that way. Okay, but after we had consult the relevant parties, so they are on the way of enhancing this system actually. Okay, next. Okay, this, have you go to Pulau Pinang? Have you go to Penang? Okay, Penang is a great place. Okay, and for your information, this place, okay, is one of the hawker stall located just upstream to the Batu Ferringhi. So actually, this river is flowing to the Batu Ferringhi beach. Okay, but this one is at the 2010 lah. It's not the recent one. Currently, it's being refurbished. So all the silage from the store has been they have the grease trap and being collected before it can be discharged to the water bodies right now. Okay, next. Okay, similar. Okay, for your information, as we know, the water, even though it's the water bodies, the source of water is from everywhere. So one of it is from the main drain. Okay, regardless where the despite where the main drain is, it still flows back to our water bodies. And for this case, this drain is located at the back of people's houses. I'm not saying that behind of your house. It's located behind of the people's houses, and most probably it's behind of our house. Okay. Next, okay, this okay, one of the major things, one of the major problem or major hiccup is the facilities located at the what we call at the island. Okay, if you go to the small island like Pulau Kapas, Pulau Perhentian, okay, you will hardly find the sewerage facility there because they are using this. Okay, currently it's being advanced. We call it as the individual septic tank or IST. Okay, recent with the recent research, with the recent product, the IST is already so-called advanced. But before this, is only served for the purpose of your silage or your sewage flows into this tank. Okay, okay, and the tank actually, okay, I just draw some cross section for you. Okay, this will be the tank. Okay, and surprisingly, there is no base here. Okay. There is no base here. So they only have the gravel. Okay. So all the sewerage flows into this tank and they are naturally absorbed to the soil. And all your slush cake will be here. Okay. Once the tank is full, they will constructing a new tank. And the regime continues over and over and over. That's why if you see from this one, there are a lot of tank here. Maybe the first tank is already full, then they put in another tank. Okay, the regime is continuous over and over. Okay, And this is what you can see at the island. Since they don't have a proper what called sewage or sanitation facility there, so it is discharged to the sea. What our main concern here is not the, I mean, is naturally or is in a normal condition, the water still will flows back to the beach. But what is our main concern is what's the quality of the effluent of this water that flows to the beach. So that's the main concern. Okay, and in Malaysia actually we have some criteria that evaluating this effluent standard, and one of the criteria is when it's located at the recreational or at the what you call, at the tourist area. So we have a special special parameters that we have to meet for the area that located at the island or the recreation area. Okay, I have another 10 minutes, right? Okay. Actually, I have a lot of photos to show you. Okay, so I skip. Okay, for this one is the sustainable sanitation and water management. So if you can see from this diagram, actually is a very straightforward. Okay, so this in the proper way or in the proper chart, you can see this is how we have our water bag, the water cycle. But if you ask me where is the starting point and where is the end point, I have no answer for that, because it's a cycle. Okay, it's a cycle. If you say that you are the one that contribute to the water bodies, yes, you are the one, but you are not only the one that contribute to the water bodies, whereby you have all these all these sources. For example, the rain. Okay, you have the upstream of the river, so everything will contribute to the source of your water. Okay, what I want to show to you that for the sewage facility, okay, for the sewage treatment plant, actually we are producing two major byproduct. Okay, where is the sludge and also the water. We have the solid and we have the liquid. That one is the major byproduct produced by the sewage treatment plant. I was formerly one of the what called sludge management, sludge manager. So I'm the one that also handling for the sludge facility in the water previously. But now I'm handling the planning part of the in the water. Okay, so if you want to know further about the sludge treatment, you can DM me after this. No problem. Okay. When we are talking about the water, we also have to take care about what you call the bacteria and the organisma, everything. You have to take care about that. So all the process happen in the world actually contribute back to the ecosystem of the nutrient sustainable. Okay, either from your what you call your daily process, from the factory, from the wastewater treatment system, from the water treatment system, everything will contribute back to the to our environment sustainable nutrient. Okay, that's why currently Malaysia also look at the carbon footprint initiative. So that one supposed to be another part of the topic actually. So I just tell you that is that is currently under Department of Environment Malaysia. They are looking on the carbon credit. Okay, carbon credit, and there's so many initiatives under the carbon footprint. Okay, so then I explain to you about the sustainable sanitation. This is a very simple diagrams about the sustainable sanitation. Okay, when we're talking about sustainable sanitation, the value chain is about the starting point where you poo, okay, where you poo, okay, and then you contain, and then you transport. This one is a so-called the very basic one, okay. But if we are looking in the proper sewerage facility, there's a huge actually. There is a huge about it. In Malaysia, for example, we have to split about the treatment plant and about the conveyance, meaning that you have the treatment facility and you have the conveyance facility. Okay, there's two things, and then from there we will split on the public facility, private facility some more, and then you have the small scale facility, you have a big scale facility, a lot of things. When if we want to talk about this sustainable sanitation only, I need another 5 or 6 hours to talk about the sanitation only. Okay. Okay, so next, you, the future engineers, the future, the next generation that we continue to serve the world, what you can do and what we need to do. Okay, so ask yourself, how can human actions seriously affect water resources? Okay, first, if the water resources affected, okay, how the aquatic ecosystem threatened by the sediment in water? How can different kinds of pollution affect the water resources? What are the consequences of the excessive water withdrawal? And how is the climate change affect the water resources? You have to ask yourself about this one. Okay, so I have what I call spark your knowledge about what the sustainable development goals. Okay, this is a sustainable development goals. Have you heard about this before? Okay, sustainable development goals, or in the short form is SDG. You can read further. I provide you the link. This SDG actually developed by the WHO, okay, World Health Organization. They have 17 pillars under this SDG. Okay, and you can see there is a 3 layer of SDG: underlying SDGs, supporting SDGs, and priority SDGs. Okay, and at this layer, the clean water and sanitation has been put under the priority SDGs. Okay, so what's the other SDG we have here? So obviously for the priority SDG, we have the clean water and sanitation, pillar number 6. Pillar number 7, we have the affordable and clean energy. On the supporting SDGs, okay, we have the good health and well-being, we have the decent work. Okay, the numbers here represent the pillars, okay, where the wording is the description about that. Okay, the underlying SDGs, we have the no poverty, zero hunger, quality education, gender equality, reduce inequalities, life below water, and also the life on land. Okay, why they split it into the 3 layer? Because if you want to have this, okay, or if you want to have this, because it's interrelated actually, okay, either from bottom to up or up to bottom. So it's interrelated and they need each other. It's just that we have to give some the basic of life. What do you need in basic of life? Obviously you need a water and you need energy, right? Electricity. So that's the basic of life. Okay, from there you can further do health, industry, everything. That's what underlying under this SDG pyramid. Okay. Okay. And the SDG itself has also categorized by the circular economy, people, food, nature, climate and energy, and also the cities and mobility. This is a subcategorized under this 17 pillar of SDGs. Okay, how this being developed? Okay, in 20, I think in 2015 they start with this one. Okay, and if you if you want to know what's the blueprint about this one, you can scan this QR code and they will bring this will bring you to the blueprint of the SDG. Okay, so at this chart, at this map actually, they shows how the SDGs, uh, how the acceptance level of SDG in the world. Okay, where is the grayish one is the less acceptance level compared to the most blue color, right? So as for this, Malaysia always be at the safe part. Okay, and it's located around at 60 to the 90% category. Okay. Okay, so we go to the pillar number 6 on the ensure availability and sustainable management of water and sanitation for all. Okay, so this obviously to ensure that everyone can get a safe water and can get a proper sanitation. That's the basic requirement of the pillar number 6. Okay, so if you can read here, these key facts, key facts in the diagram or in the illustration part. Okay, 2 in 5 healthcare facilities worldwide doesn't have a soap and water, and also the alcohol based hand rub. Okay, there is 2.2 billion people lack safely managed drinking water, and 4.2 billion people in the world lack safely managed sanitation. Okay, these are the key facts. So as I mentioned to you earlier, how the COVID-19 implication had affected this pillar number 6, whereby the 3 billion people worldwide lack basic hand washing facilities at home. And this is the most, actually, as been described, hand washing is the most effective method for the COVID-19 prevention. So this become very serious matter highlighted by WHO. Okay. Okay, how we can do to protect our water and also our sanitation. So this is the basic principle, how the planning framework, the policy and planning frameworks. After they had identified the problem, the cause of the problem, so they had set up the framework how we can secure our water and how we can impose to all the countries that to provide the proper sanitation. So this is a framework, meaning that from the early part, they have to have the sanitation plan. They must have the wash and other plans. Wash here is the meaning of wash here is water, sanitation, and health. Okay, this is the wash. Okay, so from there, okay, it has that's the plans. Plans meaning that you have to identify, you have to you have to check what do you have. Okay, that's the planning part. And the policies, after everything has been firmed up, then they have to start to create the policies. So there's 2 policies, first on the water part and second on the sanitation part. So it's a different thing. It's a different categories. Then from there, you have to set the national development plans. So you have the medium and also you have the long term. So how you want to tackle the problem and what you need to do. Okay, similarly to us in the water, actually, we have the immediate plans, we have the medium plans, we have the long term plans. So all the facility in Malaysia, actually, nowadays, if you are the Malaysian, if you go to Kuala Lumpur at the Pantai Dalam, you can see the huge sewage treatment plant. It's one of the biggest in Asia, actually. How the STPs being built. with the proper planning and the proper identification, then we only can have that the most sophisticated sewage treatment plant in Asia, located in Pantai Dalam, Kuala Lumpur. Okay, when you have this national development plan, then they must have the laws, okay, to bound what you have planned. Okay, then they need the constitution to ensure that everything goes as what you plan. For Malaysia, the constitution is under Suruhanjaya Perkhidmatan Air Negara or National Water Commissioner. Okay. So next, this is what on the first part, the planning part. Okay. So this the chart. Okay. You want me to explain further? Okay. So obviously you have to delineate. You must have the inventory. You have to determine the susceptibility. You have to engage the public, the awareness. Okay. You have to develop an action plan. You have to protect and you have to evaluate your plan. After that, it goes to the implementation stage. Okay. Next. Okay, I almost reached to the end. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, you as a future engineer, future generation of the world. Okay, you have to use and dispose of harmful materials properly. Okay, do some volunteering work in your community. Join in the beach, stream or wetland cleanup. Prepare a presentation about your watershed for a school or civic organization to create awareness to the people. Organize a storm drain or styling project. That is what you can do as an engineer. Okay, as what the practitioner. Okay, one of the things that I want to highlight to you. Okay, you know the Bill Gates, right? Okay, currently Bill Gates has what we call has no longer be in Microsoft permanently. Okay, so they just he just observed from the far. Okay, what he do right now, he really focus on the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. And this Bill and Melinda Gates, one of it, they are looking at the water, sanitation and hygiene. Okay, he has approached most of underdeveloped countries to be with him. If you have a good proposal, if you have a good idea, you can pitch to the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. And if lucky, you can have your idea being translated. Okay. So if you go to this website, if you search for this Bill and Melinda, you will get surprised with one of their invention actually. Okay, that converting the sewage water from the source. Okay, they have the one container. Okay, they put the sewage water at the top, and you can drink the water directly after it reach at the bottom of the tank. Okay, I think if they ask me to do that, I will think twice. Okay, but that's the thing that they are really promoting right now. Okay, so last but not least, okay, these are the quotes that I take it from the Kofi Annan. We shall not defeat any of the infectious disease that plague the developing world until we have also won the battle for safe drinking water, sanitation, and basic healthcare. Okay, so thank you. And my last word is this is a pandemic time. I hope you all stay safe, have a clean mind. Don't stress too much. Okay, don't touch your face if you go out. Wash your hands frequently and stay safe where you are. If you have any further question or if you want to share anything with me, you can scan this QR code. Okay, this all you can find about me. Okay, and I hope to get in touch with you in the future. And thank you to the secretary for inviting me join this session. Thank you very much. Okay, that's all for me.
Thank you, Dr. Norizam, for your insightful talk. We had a good sharing session. So now we shall start with a quick Q&A session for about 5 minutes. So if you have any questions, you may raise your hands and ask questions directly to the speaker himself. You may also type in your questions in the chat box, so Dr. Nur Izam will get to you in a bit. So gentle reminder, please do not interrupt him when he is speaking. Thank you. Any questions, guys? Yes, Doctor, can you see?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I'm ready for the question, if any.
Ted, can you please help unmute him?
Hello.
Yeah, bro. Yeah,
Hello.
we can hear you.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for the time. I want to ask question to doctor. When you explain about train outforce, it must be around 2 kilometers around from the beach line. Why we must do that? Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Ahmad Lufi. Is it? You are from Indonesia, is it?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So for your information, we call it as a discharge pipe. Okay. Discharge pipe. Why is it must be constructed 2 kilometers from the source? Okay. First and foremost, based on the studies, that 2 kilometers in the pipe is quite sufficient time for the water to biologically process, okay, in the term of the what call in the term of oxygen content, okay, and when it reach to the 2 kilometers to the center of the steep, and when it comes to dispersion part, okay, it will mix well with the sea water. That's why the 2 kilometer from the source, we calculate in the time required for the oxygen in the biological process, and the distance wise reach to the sea is plus with the dispersion part. Most probably the water will naturally be part back as the water source or the water body's condition. Okay, to
Okay.
I answer your question, Luffy.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Very sorry, but due to time constraints, we would like to end the Q&A session. So if you guys have any Q&A session, questions after this, we will compile the questions and send it to Dr. Nurizam, and he will help us to answer it later on at his nearest convenience. So once again, thank you very much, Dr. Nurizam, for your insightful knowledge. And hopefully we can be part of your movement and try to help clean up the spaces. We would like you to stay for a while for a quick debrief session, Dr. Nurizam. So participants, you guys may leave to the main room, and we will meet you guys tomorrow for your next motivation session.
Thank you guys, and stay safe.